the contemporary music and the technique of playing contemporary music are somewhat not so much focused in most conservatory of music. Thanks to Giorgio Bernasconi, he created an ensemble that focused on the preparation and performance of the music of 20th and the 21st century. This becomes an opportunity for the young musicians to focus on repertoire that link music of our day, the contemporary music today, with what happens just before. So when we chose a program for this concert, naturally Arnold Schoenberg was one of the pillars. He carried the tradition, what came out of the world of Johannes Brahms, Richard Wagner, Gustav Mahler. He carried the torch. I spoke to the musicians, the young musicians, that playing Schoenberg, they must also understand the history of Vienna at the turn of the 20th century. Music was a way of expressing human desire. Everything was hidden, and in this music, like in Alban Berg, for example, everything becomes like secret messages where people have probably relationship nobody else wanted to know, and everything is said in the notes, but we must look for what is written behind the note, and encouraging them to understand how the culture of Vienna at the turn of the century, with the history, with the paintings, with the writing, I think is very, very important. And where Schoenberg still carried the spirit of Romanticism, on the other hand, Paul Hindemith, in the 1920s, he went to another direction, because for him, he had to write Gebrauchsmusik, which means music for everyday use. He wanted to go back to the neoclassical, but writing in his language. And remember, it was 1920, even 1921, just after the First World War, where life was very difficult, and he tried to imitate what was common in the time there, like the tune in the bar and the marches, and he tried to integrate this very cleverly in the style of neoclassicism. And the choice of the contemporary music, we have chosen the work of Jörg Widmann, one of the great composers of our time today. And he wrote this piece called Freie Stücke, which means free pieces in English. It's in 10 movements for ensemble of 16 musicians. But 3 of the movements, they are so challenging. One movement even with metronome 176, which goes like, as he writes, Schattenhaft. In the score, Schattenhaft, which means it goes like a shadow. Every piece of music at one moment will have a premiere, which means that our life will always have to be in touch with living composers and performing music which are created and composed in our time today. So I am so thankful for this opportunity by the Accademia della Scala to give me this chance also to make music with the talented students, because for me as a musician, it's very important to share the passion to the younger generation, then to make sure that we can always be connected with the generation that will take care of our art when we are no longer on this earth. This is very important.